My name is Danielle Roberts. I'm a media artist and I work a lot with personal data and transform that into visuals and animations. Well, from 2005 on a daily basis, and I started tracking my thoughts through a pre-Twitter microblog. And over the years, I've added more and more aspects of my life that I've been tracking. I made this a tear of calendar. It consists of almost 3,000 pages, and it goes back 8 years of my life. And every page represents a day of my life, and I've made a graphic representation of all kinds of personal data, including mood, photographs, my stress level, my energy level, my inner peace level, and my morning pulse. And also this microblog that I was telling you about, and also some short poems called haikus. They're Japanese style poems. They're also incorporated in the calendar. The morning pulse is simple. I just use my sports watch. But for tracking the microblog and the inner state, I wrote a little program that runs on my desktop PC, and it pops up every 2 hours and asks me to enter all this data. So it asks me, do I have any thoughts? How is my mood? And there's a little slider that I can move, and there's a smiley representation that gives me feedback on how good or bad my mood is. And also that way for inner peace and the other parameters. So, and then that is all sent to an online database where it is displayed on a website. At least some of the data is displayed: the microblog, the mood, and the energy level. And the other data was actually just waiting for me still to do something with it. Yeah. So I've been collecting, for example, stress data for 6 years and never done anything with it until I made this calendar. Yeah, I think it just might be interesting to. We're at a conference and we heard this. I thought the second speaker, both speakers were interesting, but the second speaker as well, because he also thought about empathy. Because people think you're just like self-centered and just thinking about yourself all the time. But what I also hope is that that by collecting these kind of special moments, some are very ordinary, but sometimes there's also really special moments that you share, and that people can maybe recognize something in it for themselves, maybe learn something from it, or that's also. And I'm an artist, of course, so for me it's my material. Another artist uses paint, but I use data to make images. I've got a long list, but breath rate is something I would like to track on a continuous basis. As you know, I've made a separate device for it. It's like this cone that you put on your face, but it's not something you can walk around with in your everyday life. So I'm looking into that, and also environmental light. I'm really interested if, for example, the light circumstances influence my mood. Track meditation. I could go on for a long while. Yeah, that's interesting. That would be nice, I think, because first of all, it would heighten the awareness of people. For their own lives, but hopefully, and that also depends on what is done with this data, but maybe also about, for example, the feelings in a city, or the feeling around the world, the global mood. That's also an idea that I had way back, to sort of get an idea of how is the world feeling and what influences these things. So you could get like this external mind that would be yeah, that I don't know if it would be possible, but it would be interesting to have this sort of overview of and a flow of yeah, emotions, and also things that you don't know, like individual things that you could then see worldwide. I think that would be really interesting for me, to see the peaks and the slopes in the way things move in the